What do YouTube? Obviously, we got ourselves a little treat towards the end of the game. If you didn't see, Tua came in at the 2 minute warning. A couple handoffs. I believe he had two passes. It was excuse me 1 second. I just had it up on the screen. Two passes, 2 for 2 for 9 yards. One was a play action pass rolled out to the left, and up completing it to Chandler Cox. And the second one was I believe it was like a 7 yard completion to Jakeem Grant. But real quick, shout out to DolphinsTalk.com, where you can also find my videos along with other Miami Dolphins content. Dolphins versus Jets. Now, look, we already predicted how this thing was gonna go. It was almost spot on. The Jets are just a terrible freaking team. To be completely honest with you, as far as the Jets fans are concerned, please, hey, it's not worth it, man. Don't off yourselves just yet. It gets better. It definitely gets better. Obviously, Brian Flores must have something against Adam Gase and Greg Williams to add insult to injury by adding Tua in the game. I was expected Tua to end up slinging the ball for the last 2 minutes of the game, but it did not end up happening. But yeah, the Dolphins 24-0. As far as how the offense played, I was extremely satisfied. We was able to move the ball up and down the field. Unfortunately, we was unable to get a third down conversion during the course of this game. Ryan Fitzpatrick, damn near flawless, 18 for 27, 191 yards passing, 3 touchdowns. Excuse me, 2 interceptions. Now, I'm gonna just cover the negative real fast. The first interception he threw before halftime, I think obviously him getting rocked like a couple plays before that when he was end up scrambling, end up sliding, ended up taking a big hit by a New York Jets defender. I felt like he was seeing a couple of little birds when he ended up throwing them the next 2 passes. So I kind of end up want to give him a pass because I don't think he was all there at that point, if you get what I'm saying. Now, that second interception by Marcus May, he ended up throwing a jump ball deep to the left side to Preston Williams, if I'm not mistaken. And Marcus May just ended up having a lucky grab where he ended up juggling the ball, hanging off his left ass cheek, and ended up being the interception. So, but outside of that, man, as far as Ryan Fitzpatrick, like I said, 18 for 27. The touchdown, it was a misdirection handoff to the running back. Adam Shaheen ended up going over to the right, ended up catching the ball in the flat for an easy touchdown. The second one was to, Preston Williams. It was a slant route to Preston Williams in the red zone. And then the third one was to Durham Smythe in the flat as well. So, Ryan Fitzpatrick, a pretty sufficient day for Ryan Fitzpatrick. I really cannot complain about his game. Myles Gaskin, getting better every week as far as him being a running back. Again, my biggest concern is going down the stretch when we're trying to grind out games. Can Myles Gaskin do that? And that was one of my that was questionable in the fourth quarter where we have 8 minutes left and we're still slinging the ball. And there was 2 particular plays during that time where they should have been interceptions. I'm just being 100 with you. So moving forward, that's my biggest concern with Myles Gaskin. Can he take us to the promised land, trying to grind out the game, milk the clock, and have us win the game? Because we don't want to give away games. That's the last thing that we end up wanting to do. Now, Matt Breida, it's interesting what's going on is concerning the running back position with the Miami Dolphins. I know it's by committee. Obviously, Matt Breida is not exactly getting the amount of touches that I was expecting him to get before the season started, but it is what it is. We're getting an excellent contribution out of Myles Gaskin. Now, obviously, I've been looking at other platforms. The question posed is for Jakeem Grant. My leg is halfway out the boat with him. Clearly, to me, he's looking just a special teamers guy to me. He does not look like an NFL wide receiver. I'm sorry. I'm gonna give it a couple more weeks before I actually put my verdict out on Jakeem Grant. But as far as my evaluation of the 2020 season, that's just what he is. Now, Adam Shaheen, obviously, he stepped up big time during the course of this game. I would like to see a little bit more of him moving forward as far as for the Miami Dolphins. Devontae Parker, 3 catches, 35 yards. Preston Williams, 2 catches for 18 yards. So clearly we ended up spreading the football around quite a bit to multiple different receivers. Surprisingly, I didn't see any love from Mike Gesicki during the course of this game. Perhaps the game plan was just to come in and just run the football, and that's one of the things that people fail to realize when it comes down to Mike Gesicki. Mike Gesicki is not a run blocking. Well, excuse me, cannot run block as a tight end at all. So in those sets, though, that's where you end up seeing a Durham Smythe and an Adam Shaheen in those kind of sets. So with the 91 yards on the ground for Myles Gaskin, we ended up getting it done. Now, defensively, this is where I was extremely impressed with as far as the defensive side of the football for the Miami Dolphins. Emmanuel Ogbah had a big day. I honestly say Emmanuel Ogbah coming into 2020 free agency, I felt like he's well worth the money. Had 2 sacks during this game on the season. I believe he's sitting at 7, if I'm not mistaken. That's more than anybody at this point of the season. Last year for the Miami Dolphins were able to generate pressure on a consistent basis. We're not allowing the quarterback to have a clean pocket to do what he wants to do. A big huge upgrade, a big huge improvement from week 2 against the Buffalo Bills, where we had Josh Allen just sitting in the pocket looking pretty and making him look like something that he's not. So I'm extremely looking forward to the Miami Dolphins week 17 against the Buffalo Bills for that rematch, because I feel like it's going to be a totally different game. But us being able to get consistent pressure on Joe Flacco didn't know what to do. Obviously, he's not a mobile quarterback, so him having to move outside the pocket is not his strong suit. He was able to generate some turnovers with Xavier Howard, proving that he's a top corner in this league. A lot of people, some people are going to disagree with me as far as Xavier Howard, but you can't argue with 4 interceptions on the season, leading the league with interceptions. Like, you being able to commit turnovers, that separates you from the good and the greats. When it ends up coming down from you, when you end up stealing a possession from the opposing offense, that's what separates you. Now, I'm a little concerned about Byron Jones, because I know it wasn't exactly the best performance by Byron Jones. I saw a couple of completions by Joe Flacco to the guy that Byron Jones was supposed to be covering. Little bit of half-assing by him. As far as our rush defense, I was content with our rush defense to an extent, to be completely honest with you. Just looking at it, Frank Gore was 11 carries for 46 yards. Ty Johnson just came out of nowhere in the fourth quarter, ended up having 3 big runs for 42 yards. But it's still, I'm still concerned about the Miami Dolphins rush defense moving forward for the Miami Dolphins. But outside of that, man, like, I'm satisfied with how we ended up winning this game. Oh, I keep on making videos and not giving Jason Sanders his credit. I know he didn't end up kicking a lot of field goals this game, but I ended up missing out on him over the past 4 weeks. So I'm gonna give a shout out to Jason Sanders. My man is doing his thing. Perfect so far on the season as far as kicking. But as far as the Jets is concerned, they're just a dysfunctional football team. Multiple penalties. They failed to execute plays, inaccurate passes by the quarterback. The list goes on and on with the New York Jets. Now, you can say, we can go ahead and move on from Adam Gase. If you're on my Twitter, if you see my profile picture, obviously it's a little bit different than what you're opposed to seeing. If you don't know what happened between that whole situation, just be sure to go check out Not for Debate podcast from yesterday's post. You'll see what the bet was where that is concerned. But outside of that, man, great win by the Miami Dolphins, pushing up to 3-3. We are now second place in the AFC East because the New England Patriots ended up losing today against the Denver Broncos. But yeah, man, I'm satisfied with this win, man. Like, I know it's a terrible team, but I'm good with it. It's divisional rival. Most definitely, we want to keep this streak going moving forward, because the next couple of games, these are obviously must wins. these next couple of games are obvious must wins. But like I said, man, it was nice. It was a nice little treat for us to see Tua Tagovailoa come up in the game. 2 minutes left in the game. Give us a little blue balls, if you know what I'm saying. But yeah, I'm happy, man. We got the dub. You know what it is. If you enjoyed the content, please don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Also, shout out to DolphinsTalk.com, where you can also find my videos along with other Miami Dolphins content. This is GreatOne DeVore. I'm up out of here.